Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm on in Chalk Balloon. We've got longtime fools, Travis Hoyam and Lou Whiteman, giving a 1 to 10 rating to a health-conscious grocery store that, believe it or not, has almost as many locations as Whole Foods. It's Sprouts Farmers Market, ticker symbol SFM. First, we'll rate the strength of Sprouts' business, including factors like industry and competition. A 10 is invincible, a 1 is hopeless. Travis is at an 8. Lou, you're at a 7.
So Sprouts to me has always been Whole Foods without the drama, or without all of the, bells and whistles. They're not a general grocery store. I love our local Sprouts, and when I go there, I usually also go to another store to get some things. But Sprouts has established itself as a place people can get quality ingredients, and they've found over time that people will indeed pay up. At least some people will pay up to eat better. It's a niche business. It isn't going to conquer all worlds. It's in a very competitive market, so that limits my score. But they have proven out the concept, and they still do have a pretty good growth path from here.
Yeah, I think moving in the right directions, and the tailwinds are going to be behind them. People are eating more health consciously. Look, whether you're into Sprouts or we've got different brands here, we don't quite have Sprouts yet in the Minneapolis area, but we do have a couple of grocery stores that, look, they're phenomenal. And I think rethinking this business model sort of in the image of Whole Foods, if you will, but maybe with some other twists, I think this is going to be a tailwind for the industry, and we're seeing that in the numbers.
For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett, a 1 is Homer Simpson. Travis is at a 9. Lou, you're at an 8.
Yeah, so Jack Sinclair has been at Sprouts since 2019. He's got a long history in retails and groceries in particular. He once ran Walmart's 4,000 grocery stores. He ran Safeway's 450 stores in the UK. He knows the business. At the end of the day, Sprouts different. What makes Sprouts special, I think, is its product lineup, so it's buyers, but you still need to know how to run a grocery store. It's a tough business. Inventory, stocking, store management. I don't want to overthink this. Have a grocery person run a grocery business. An 8.
Let's be honest, Lou. What you wrote was he looks like a grocery store manager. And
he does.
I don't necessarily think we should be buying stocks based on what people look like, but he has been in the industry for, I think, over 40 years. So there's a lot of history. There's a lot of success. And this bears out in the numbers. I don't have a lot to criticize. That's why I went so high.
What you want is just a reasonable average manager in an industry known for extraordinarily slim margins. That's what you want. That's what Travis is saying. For financials, a 10 is a fortress. A 1 is yikes. Travis is at a 9. Lou, you're at an 8.
Yeah, so talk about in a business that does well in an industry with extremely slim margins. Okay, if you look, this is a weird company because it is a discretionary choice in a non-discretionary line of business. So they have seen some effects of everything going on in the macro. It's not just a grocery play. But comparing it to groceries, one stat that really drives up the score for me, Sprouts' operating margin over the last 12 months is 7.7% in this terribly low margin business. Kroger, for comparison, is at 2.8%. That's a mic drop stat for me, so I'm not going to say anymore.
Yeah, great balance sheet. Like Lou said, great margins. I'm surprised that I'm the high one here. I also love a good reverse cash conversion cycle business. That means that your customers pay you before you have to pay your suppliers. So it makes it very capital efficient on the balance sheet to grow the business. Everything that they're doing bears out really well in their financials. And like Lou keeps iterating, those margins are something that you just don't get with most companies in this space, and they seem to be sustainable. I just don't see that stopping.
Yeah, I mean, almost 3 times Kroger's margins from what Lou was talking about the last 12 months. Let's talk about valuation, Travis. How well will Sprouts Farmers Market stock do over the next 5 years? How safe is it? 10's a sure thing. 1's a lottery ticket.
I went pretty high here on a return perspective, 10 to 15%. I just think there's a lot going right with the business. They don't have to have a lot of capital to keep expanding. That said, some of the macro dynamics, the potential volatility, the competition. I mentioned that, Sprouts is not here. There are other options. So there isn't maybe unlimited growth like it seemed like there was for something like Whole Foods, 15 or 20 years ago. So that's why we went with a relatively low safety score of 6. But I think you balance those two, and the risk reward is pretty high.
Yeah, I'm probably more bullish over 10 years than 5 years. I'm at a market perform, basically a 5 to 10%. They've been a big winner. They've come back to earth. Travis mentioned the macro. I do think that the first part, who knows how long apart, but of this 5 years could be a little tough. And to be honest, they have some very, very ambitious expansion plans, like doubling store count. I doubt they get that. I think they expand from here, but I think that they're not going to hit the high end. So I think this is one you hold for the long term. It's fine. But for the next 5 years, I bet you it's a market perform.
Thank you to both Lou and to Travis. They've given Sprouts Farmers Market an overall score of 7.4 out of 10. Lou actually prefers Walmart if we're doing a top it. Travis doesn't have anything in the space that's public, but he'd prefer Trader Joe's or Kowalski's if he could get them. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Kyndryl. Till then, Fool on.